In a quiet village, nestled beside a whispering forest and a shimmering river, lived a poor but honest woodcutter. Every morning, just as the sun began to paint the sky with hues of orange and pink, he would venture into the woods. His work was hard, chopping trees day in and day out. But he did it with a cheerful heart, knowing it was the only way to provide for his beloved family. His small hut was filled with love, and the gentle smile of his wife was all the comfort he needed after a long day's labor. One sunny afternoon, the woodcutter was working near the edge of the river. The rhythmic sound of his axe echoed through the trees. He swung his axe high, ready for another strong chop. But in that moment, his hand slipped. The axe, his only tool, and his livelihood flew through the air in a slow, fateful arc before plunging into the deep, swirling water with a loud splash. Despair washed over him. He fell to his knees by the riverbank, his head bowed in sorrow. "Oh no," he whispered to himself, his voice trembling. "That was my only axe. How will I work now? How will I feed my family?" Tears welled up in his eyes as he stared helplessly at the spot where his precious tool had vanished. The forest, once so welcoming, now seemed to echo his sadness. Just as all hope seemed lost, a soft, ethereal glow began to emanate from the depths of the river. The water parted, and a magnificent figure, a river god with a kind and serene face, rose from the surface, surrounded by a gentle, golden light. The woodcutter watched in silent awe, his sadness momentarily forgotten. The river god smiled warmly and held up a breathtaking axe made of pure, gleaming gold. "Honest man," his voice was as calm as the river's flow, "I saw your axe fall. Is this beautiful golden axe yours?" The woodcutter, though poor, was captivated by its beauty, but knew it was not his. He shook his head respectfully. "No, divine one," he said. "That is not mine. My axe is plain and made of iron." The river god nodded, pleased, and dipped back into the water. A moment later, he reappeared, this time holding an axe of polished, shining silver. "Then, perhaps this silver one is yours?" he asked. Once again, the woodcutter looked at the precious axe and, without hesitation, shook his head. "No," he replied firmly. "That is not mine either. It is far too grand for a simple woodcutter like me." The river god smiled, his eyes twinkling with approval. He descended one last time and emerged holding the woodcutter's old, worn-out iron axe. The handle was chipped, and the blade was dull from years of use. But to the woodcutter, it was the most beautiful sight in the world. A wide smile of pure relief spread across his face. Yes, he exclaimed with joy. "That is my axe. Thank you. Thank you so much for finding it." The river god's smile grew even wider. "You are a truly honest man," he declared, his voice resonating with power and kindness. "Many would have claimed the gold or silver, but you spoke the truth. For your integrity, you deserve a reward." He then presented all 3 axes to the astonished woodcutter. "Take the golden axe, the silver axe, and your own iron axe. Your honesty has earned them all." Overjoyed and humbled, the woodcutter returned home, his heart full of gratitude. His family greeted him with wide, happy smiles, their future now bright. The story of his encounter with the river god spread far and wide, a timeless reminder that honesty, no matter how difficult, is always the best policy, and that truth will always bring its own invaluable rewards.